Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Many were confused about the warm weather we had earlier in, oh my gosh, for a second I forgot that we're already in January, but about the warmer weather that we saw in December. But now that January is here, well, it certainly feels like January and actual winter weather.
Yeah, winter discovered the calendar and what it says. Meteorologist Deshaun Robinson joining us now. Deshaun, it's getting cold again.
Yeah, guys, it is cold out there. Winter is back, and right now it is 35 in Hartford, partly cloudy, 37 in New Haven under partly cloudy skies. And it's mostly cloudy to partly cloudy across much of our state, seeing some flurries out there, and we will see that chance for some scattered flurries as we head into the overnight hours. Tonight, our temperatures will drop into the lower to mid-20s, 27 along the shoreline, 25 for the inland areas, and 22 up on the hills. Tomorrow will be a colder day as we are expecting our temperatures to only top out in the lower to mid-30s. And again, lots of sunshine, but there is that chance for some flurries during the latter part of the morning. Another breezy day on Saturday with those gusts approaching 30 miles per hour. Next 3 days, again, the colder weather will stick with us into this weekend. 33 on Saturday, 35 on Sunday, and then even colder on Monday. Back to you guys.
All right, Deshaun, thank you. Well, after years of having no permanent place for unhoused people to go in the winter, West Haven has now selected a spot.
The city's new warming center located on Campbell Avenue is now open 7 nights a week. Fox 61's Julie LeBlanc takes us there.
For the first time in a long time, the city of West Haven has designated a more permanent space for people to get out of the cold and get inside to a cozy, safe place.
They have to sign in, the security explains the rules to them, and then they're welcome to transition into our area.
Mayor Dorinda Boer takes us through the city's first established warming center at 689 Campbell Ave. Once a medical building, the space is now a place for people to spend the night.
People are very appreciative. They just want somewhere warm where they could, put their head down and they know they're going to get a good night's sleep.
The center is suited with yoga mats and chairs meant for both men and women. Those who have children will be led to a separate room. They offer security, outreach workers with connections to resources, and more.
And we have coffee, we have individually wrapped snacks, we have a refrigerator.
Before this, the city opened a different center in another location last year, but it wasn't perfect, and it was only open when the state activated its severe weather protocol. They knew they needed more.
Just knowing that there's a need and everybody deserves a place to lay their head at night that's warm. Those who are in need of shelter will go to New Haven. So, we have a responsibility to help our own residents who are here that are in need of a warming center.
The help comes at a time when the need in the greater New Haven area continues to grow.
This year, we have 600 people in our region who are living outside. That is a 38% increase over last year.
Something Jennifer Heath and her colleagues at the United Way are trying to keep up with one major contributing factor:
the incredible need for housing in our state and in our community. There's not enough of it, and what's available is too expensive.
So when something like this opens, it offers an option for people who may otherwise be fighting for their lives in the bitter cold.
They're very grateful. They're just really grateful.
Now, the warming center will be open nightly all winter long. People are asked to get into the space between the hours of 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Then it'll be locked up, and then they can leave the next morning at 7 a.m. We are here in West Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
The United Way of Greater Waterbury is working with the city to increase housing resources for the winter. The Center for Human Development is only open during the day, except when the governor activates the cold weather protocol. But they want it to be open 24/7 between now through March. The organization, the city, and the Housing Collective have each pledged $20,000. United Way's chief impact officer says funds are stretched thin.
Well, new here at 6, many of the Concord Hills apartment tenants still have no permanent place to call home, and they only have one more week until they become homeless. Back in August, an electrical fire forced around 100 tenants out of their homes. Tenants and other advocates say the landlord, Gray Hill Group, has been dragging its feet on making the necessary repairs, which originally was supposed to take just a couple of weeks. In response, Hartford Mayor Arunan Aralampalam put them into hotels as a temporary fix, but only until January 10th. The Connecticut Tenants Union says 11 households, including those with small children, disabilities, and those experiencing job layoffs, won't have a roof over their head. Tenants plan to protest outside City Hall at 4 o'clock on Monday.
When Wallingford police responded to a home invasion call, they were looking to save lives, but what they found took them by surprise.
Now, Fox 61's Jamel Johnson is in Meriden right now to tell us more. Jamel.
Yeah, guys, let's paint the picture a little bit. It was Thursday morning. Wallingford police were responding to a traditional intruder call, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing they haven't seen before, and something that they've had extensive training on. But when they got there, they actually didn't arrest the intruder. There was no intruder. They arrested the homeowner, Joseph Zotter. Now, that's because Zotter, who's a military veteran, was in illegal possession of numerous firearms, high-capacity magazines, and ammunition. Zotter had a protective order against him from an assault charge in 2008 requiring him to not be in possession of any firearms. Police found the following guns: one Colt AR-15, one Mossberg shotgun, one Mosin Nagant, a .223 Wild Upper, a WW2 rifle, and one Glock 17 handgun. Zotter was subsequently charged with violation of a protective order, 4 counts of criminal possession of a firearm, 2 counts of criminal possession of a pistol, 2 counts of negligent storage of a firearm, 6 counts of possession of high-capacity magazines. And today, Zotter appeared in court for his arraignment after deliberation, and a decision was made on his bail.
Mr. Zotter is 60 years old. He's lived in Connecticut his entire life, and he does have significant family that resides in the state, including his siblings. Mr. Zotter is a veteran. He has previously been working as an auto mechanic, though he's not been working in the past years. He has a very dated criminal history and no history of failing to appear. He indicates to me that he's never been to jail before. He would not be able to post any substantial bond based on the fact that he has not been working, so I'm asking that he be released on a promise to appear and allowed to go to New Haven on his own accord.
I'm going to set it at $150,000 cash or surety.
Now, Zotter's case is being transferred to the gun court in New Haven, and he's scheduled to appear there January 29th. In Meriden, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jamel, thank you. Well, Naugatuck Animal Control needs your help tonight. The staff rescued a female dog that was extremely malnourished, and before we show you pictures of her, we do want to warn you they are disturbing. Exactly a week ago, this dog was found emaciated, and we're told she's about 1 year old. We don't know where she came from. If you recognize her, please contact the Naugatuck Animal Shelter.
3 schools in Connecticut were just named National Blue Ribbon Schools.
Now, the National Honor recognizes schools that make strides in closing student achievement gaps. And here's a map of all the 2024 recipients in our state. Daniel Hand High School in Madison, Sunnyside Elementary School in Shelton, and Israel Putnam Elementary in Meriden.
That's where U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona used to teach, and he came back home today to celebrate the good news. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolforst has more from Meriden.
It was a really exciting morning here at Israel Putnam as students and teachers welcomed Secretary Cardona back to his old stomping grounds.
All you ever have to do is just believe.
A national honor.
You did this. You are part of history. That logo that is embossed in your hallway will hang there for generations.
Israel Putnam is officially a blue ribbon school.
It feels special to be finishing up my term as Secretary of Education for the country right here at Israel Putnam School, where my journey began as an educator.
Cardona's first teaching job was in a 4th grade classroom right here at Israel Putnam.
That was a long time ago. I was a young kid back then. I was like 21, 22 years old. Back in the 1900s.
Friday, he called it a full circle moment, traveling back to Meriden to give Israel Putnam their Blue Ribbon designation. The Blue Ribbon program was established in 1982. It honors public and private elementary, middle, and high schools based on their overall academic excellence. Cardona says there are about 120,800 schools in the United States right now, and in 2024, only 356 received this award.
I love Putnam because the teachers are the best and try to make the school fun.
The teachers at Putnam always teach us exactly what we need to improve. They encourage us every day to do our best and never give up on us.
But Friday's celebration was bittersweet for Cardona as he marked his final weeks as education secretary.
My friends, as the season turns in education and we wonder what comes next, I have a question for you. Who better than you?
President-elect Trump has nominated former WWE executive and Small Business Administration head Linda McMahon as education secretary. During his campaign, Trump also vowed to shut down the department entirely.
I do recognize some of the policies that are being promoted would damage public education, in particular rural communities, disadvantaged communities. The 7 million children that are students with disabilities would be impacted the most. I don't believe it's going to happen. I never bet against our American schools and American educators.
And Secretary Cardona reiterating that message Friday that he never bets against American schools. Reporting in Meriden, Emma Wolfhorst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
The Boys and Girls Club at Asylum Hill in Hartford unveiled their new name today. The club's board unanimously voted to name the location after CEO Samuel Gray, who announced last year he'd be leaving the Hartford chapter to join the national organization. Members of the club say Gray has left a lasting mark on kids in the capital city, and they want his legacy to live on.
This organization taught me that every child, regardless of their background or circumstance, deserves a safe space to grow, dream, and achieve.
Gray spent the last 23 years working with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Hartford.